Okay.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell on podcast only. So my
Yeah.
friend
Yeah.
who went for this thing, Venice, he was saying in the press conference, Wes Anderson was saying that film festivals में mostly the wrong winners win, the bad films win awards.
Yeah.
Anna. And then Wes Anderson was like, I hope my film doesn't win it.
Did it win?
No, he didn't win.
Okay.
But I mean, he was implying that it's not his best work or whatever.
Got it.
And actually, the reception there wasn't that good either.
For Henry Sugar?
Huh.
Henry Sugar's got such good reception afterwards. Like, I'm surprised.
Huh. That's what I'm saying. Even my dad liked it. I was very surprised.
What?
I was like, Acha, dekhne de. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He was like, oh, it's nice. His first thing was कि ये सब लोग ऐसे इतना तेज ही बोलते हैं कि सब. When I showed him the trailer for Grand Budapest Hotel, which I was like, you should watch this one.
Yeah.
You could have shown him Poison more so than like Henry Sugar or like whatever the other one.
सामने homepage पे वही था. I was like, हाँ, put it off. I watched with him.
They've only promoted that. और तीनों को तो they've like buried Netflix, right? So
No, because I think that had the most amount of cast in it. Like that had the biggest production in all of them. Yeah.
It was also 40 minutes, so I guess it kind of qualifies as semi-serious. And they premiered at like Venice Festival, so I guess they just
So
I wish
also
more
amongst the
people
things,
did that.
my friend was saying Poor Things is amazing.
Looking
Oh,
forward.
fuck. Yeah, that is gonna be amazing.
Then he liked that Indian film called Stolen,
Okay,
which has this guy Abhishek Banerjee. Then
Stolen.
he was a little
Stolen.
off on The Killer.
It's received very mixed reception only, right?
And Hitman also was like okay types.
Really, I thought that had like a good
Linklater
very nice
movie.
reviews. Yeah, the Linklater one with this guy. What's the asshole from Top Gun?
Glenn Powell or whatever
Yeah.
his surname is.
Glenn Powell. Yeah.
Mhm.
He
Then
was a
he
nice,
hated Priscilla.
rom-com too. Priscilla, really?
He hated. But
Mm.
is he a Sofia Coppola fan?
I don't think so.
But if he's not, then he won't like any Sofia Coppola film, which is the whole thing.
I'm not sure. But this is that Indian film, Stolen.
I saw.
He said he liked it.
वाला बंदा.
और क्या है?
Abhishek
Poor
Banerjee.
Things won, no? The award there, I think. at
I
Venice.
think so. But he loved Poor Things. He was nicely raving about it to me.
Yeah.
December
The
8th.
Killer, I am still excited about it. I know it's got very mixed reception, but
Yeah, I mean, I think he there was some interview where he was like referencing La Samurai for The Killer.
wow.
Yeah,
Les Samurai. Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah. It was,
This thing,
I mean,
Killers
makes
of the
sense.
Flower Moon next week.
dude, that is just usko मैं like मैं मंदिर जाऊंगा मंदिर मांगूंगा then I'll go into theater. हाँ चलो.
Sorry.
Okay.
ये सब डालोगे आप?
Hello. हाँ. I don't know how many minutes of this. Hello. Welcome back to Queen is Dead. I'm Sanjeet. I have Dhruv. And we welcome back the king of podcast, Hemant Ganti, after ages. I don't know how many. I think the last you did was Gehraiya.
I think the Gehraiya was the last one, yeah.
With Teja.
I was in the Gehraiya. I was in the depths. Now I'm back. I was in a submarine. I'm gonna make all pop culture references. I was in a submarine made out of composite. I had a game controller. Then I killed 5 people, came back here.
It's okay. You've done a lot for the society and podcast. But today we discuss Vishal Bharadwaj's new film, Netflix release Khufiya, which is a spy espionage thriller / drama, psychological drama, I would say.
Character study, whatever.
It stars
It's a lot of
Tabu.
things. Yeah.
It stars Tabu.
Yeah.
And also Ali Fazal, Wamiqa Gabbi, fantastic actors. And
Navendra Behel, who's the Ali Fazal's mom's character, essentially. Yes.
No, the
Azmeri
Badho,
I think. Yes. The Bangladeshi actress. Yes.
Also her. Yeah.
Yes.
But Instagram
Um,
influencer Ashish Vidyarthi with his
Yes.
and
the
great
wrap
cast.
up. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go to that. So we will start with initial thoughts about what we felt about the film, Vishal Bharadwaj, how we discovered him, blah blah blah. Dhruv, do you want to
Oh
go
wow.
first?
Okay, thank you. I mean, I guess it's best to caveat only before I say anything that I'm a big Vishal Bharadwaj fan, to the extent that I've liked even the stuff that people either haven't seen or either
Middling
vehemently
stuff.
dislike. I mean, I like it. I don't call it middling stuff,
No, no,
but
no. What in popular opinion, I would say.
yes, in popular opinion, it's bad to middling stuff, which is I really liked Rangoon, I was about to say, but Rangoon. And I remember also
Um,
really liking Matru Ki Bijli Ka Mandola, which I know is very, very divisive.
Hmm.
So I've generally clicked with his style of writing, humor, tone, whatever tonal thing he's going for in general. And
Hmm.
I just think so. I think I guess important to mention the fact that I click with the style because there is the Khufiya in a sense has a lot of his style there. So it's not like it's totally
Hmm.
absent. It's not like, what we discussed what Dobara, right, sometime in the past.
Hmm.
And it was the case of a
Hmm.
filmmaker totally ditching a lot of the stuff he does
His
to,
style,
make a
yeah,
genre
yeah,
film. In
yeah.
this, it's very much him inserting his style. So a lot of the style bits work for me more so than, the eventual coming together of genre and style. Like his stylistics work, less so the espionage element and where it goes to especially towards the end. So I think I'm
Hmm.
very much with the first half. Quite enjoyed the second half. First half I quite enjoyed, and the second half I thought I totally lost. So I think it's very much a journey of
Huh.
going from total
Hmm.
quite a lot of engagement to steadily sort of petering out. But there's
Declining.
lots
Yeah.
of lots of good things in it. I've not liked a lot
Yeah.
of Bollywood movies this year, whatever I've seen. So this felt like watching a movie to me, which I think
Hmm.
is about the best compliment I will give to this, just because I've genuinely not found movies to watch which I've actually, been immersed in. And there were significant portions of this which I was immersed in. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
more or
Hemant?
less that.
Yeah. You were not immersed in Rocky and Rani ki Prem Kahani. That's
I liked it. I'm a Karan Johar
He
fan, but
loved it.
I liked it, but I was less. It's one of the lesser ones for me. So yes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I loved the conceit of this movie and how
Hmm.
it really it kind of made. Also, I'm so glad this wasn't jingoistic. I'm so glad. And
Huh. I
there's
mean.
a lot of things this movie could have been, which it wasn't, and I'm very impressed. And there's a lot of restraint that's being shown in the movie,
Hmm.
which is
Hmm.
unlike a lot of movies right now, or any kind of story right now. Everything has this kind of push towards, for lack of a better term, nationalism. And there is something that is to be said for movies that just show process and the
Hmm.
process of trying to bug a house, the trying to get more information out of someone, making trying to make someone eat something, and
Hmm.
so so I love that there was this awkwardness that they showed in the movie, which is very fresh and very refreshing. This is somewhat of like a throwback to how Anurag Kashyap used to make movies, used to stages actors and everything. And Vishal
Hmm.
Bharadwaj has been doing this for a long time, and his style is there, but he was
Huh.
serving more to the story than to get a tone poem like his previous movies. Like in the last four
That's
movies, he's
the
been just
yeah.
making tone poems, and that's all he's been doing. And even
Hmm.
that what is that iPhone commercial, Fursat.
Fursat.
Person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one long tone poem. That's a very
That is
uncomfortable
just
to
yeah,
watch.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But even Pataakha, simple things like Pataakha, in that itself, it was like a love letter to how families are a lot closer when it's like a small community.
Hmm.
And in this, it was like it was trying to just show the story as it is, because I think he was I feel, I'm assuming he was kind of overwhelmed by how much information was supposed to be put across to the
It's
audience.
based on a book, no? That's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
probably.
Escape
And
to
I think
Nowhere,
that
I
was
think is the
that was
yeah.
what it
Hmm.
stopped being a tone poem. This could have been, like I can't really think of any other espionage thriller in the recent times.
I think some people have compared, like, well, some people, one of our regulars has compared it to Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, which I don't think is that equivalent. I think Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy,
No.
that film is more of a, mood piece than
It
this,
is
I
a
feel.
mood piece, yeah.
Huh.
This felt
Complete.
more Razi, especially in the second
It
half it
is,
did.
yeah.
But like, yes.
I was
So,
going to say the
yeah.
same thing, Razi. Yeah.
Again, Razi had this, even though it had that, like that Meera Bharat Mahan feeling to it, it wasn't exactly that in your face. It
No,
was
no.
very measured. It was very, I mean, it was
Hmm.
a lot more respect. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a panache to it rather than it could have been very jingoistic, but it
Yes.
had a good
Hmm.
panache to it.
Mhm.
But this had more. It wanted to show that panache, but the story was getting in the way, I feel. Like
Mhm.
there was a lot of things that they could have done to not give us that much information, honestly. Like there's a
Mhm.
lot of things that I read it and they're explaining it to you again, which is
Mhm.
not great.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's a sign of like, oh, what do I do now? How do I make sure that these people understand, rather
Mhm.
than make one point really well? And yeah, so I
Mhm.
liked, yeah, that's
Hmm.
why I liked it. I liked the feel of it. It was like a feel good espionage movie. It was not a harrowing
It has,
experience.
it doesn't have that cynicism.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah,
Doesn't
and
have it.
I don't think he is cynical. He's never
No,
been
I
cynical.
think he's been very cynical. I mean,
I mean, he's
Kamine
adapted
is fairly
tragedies, no?
cynical and
But
tragedies
Haider
to
even ends with a redemption, no? In some
Yeah,
sorts. I mean, it doesn't end with a revenge of
it is
sorts.
redemption, but it is still very
After
cynical take.
destruction, yes. Yeah.
yeah, but
हाँ
that's the message, right? The message was intakam se intakam paida hota. So
Rangoon was cynical technically. I mean, it's doomed romance, whatever you want to call.
yes, doomed romance, but that
Uh,
is also romantic in some
हाँ,
ways, right?
Pataakha,
Like,
but Pataakha was more like a comedy, no?
yeah,
So,
हाँ, हाँ.
so
yeah, his
that's a
serious
different
movies, like
case.
all his like Shakespeare adaptations have all been, even though they are almost all of them are tragedies, they have this comeuppance that every bad character has.
Mhm.
There's the moral compass is very clear in all of his movies.
Probably
And
Omkara
Oh,
notwithstanding, from whatever I remember. Because Omkara is
हाँ,
pretty
just
consistently dire. Like, in terms of whoever gets knocked off, also is very much like everyone
They're trying
only.
to.
Yeah. I
yeah,
think it's very
but
cynical, in fact.
yeah.
Only that film, I suppose. But yeah.
And
But
also
in
very
that, even
massive.
Konkana Sen is the heart of that story, right? Like she has that.
But
Yeah,
even
yeah.
Dolly is very innocent, essentially, right? Like she's like the Kareena Kapoor is like a
But
essentially
Yeah,
doll like whatever thingy, but like she
yeah, but
kind of ends well.
she's the one who's pulling the strings, no? Konkana through Langana Tyagi and
Yeah, she's trying to,
everything
yes,
else.
yeah, but she also ends in well killing him off. So
Yeah, I mean, but
yes,
yeah. So I mean, I
still,
guess in
no,
the
no, no,
end,
more or
she
less.
does get
Mhm.
what she wants.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even Matru Ki Bijli Ka Mandola is also very like surrounded. It's like optimism being surrounded by cynicism.
yeah,
It's like the subject is anyway cynical, right? It's like
uh-huh.
land grabbing and
Yes.
making whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I
But
mean,
interesting.
yeah. This is like from the through line of like all Bharadwaj movies. I feel like this was more of like a caper. This is somewhat of like a this is something that he just
Hmm.
wanted to do, and he did it. And I think there is something in him that is shown here. There's something new that I'm seeing, which is like this.
True.
He has this style of now he has this like intercutting style, which I'm seeing, which is very impressive. Like what he did was very, very impressive, of like building up tension through intercutting, and which was something that I've not seen him do.
But I would
And
say that is still basics of the genre, no?
yeah, it is. Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
He
I
someone
has
I
trying to
would
his
hide
say
own
it.
that
twist to
in
it. Like he
something
has his
like
own flavor to it.
Razi, I think compared to something like Razi, I think the espionage elements of this actually are better directed.
Exactly. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Razi
Hmm.
had some very sloppy espionage. Like I didn't like the direction, whatever Meghna
No,
Gulzar
I
did.
agree
But
with you. I
yeah,
agree with you
Yeah.
on that.
I mean, that tension has to be built like that, the
yeah.
metaphorical string that you're supposed to stretch per Tarantino.
Yeah.
That is not there in a lot of movies with especially like this kind of suspense movies.
Mhm.
Here, like I think they didn't care about the twists. Like I loved one of the in the beginning. I mean, I don't want to spoil the movie.
Yeah, we will
No,
go
no,
into
we will
spoilers
spoil
after.
after this, so it's fine. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, any of the, I mean, they did away with a lot of the, tropes that you rely on when you're in an espionage thriller. Where,
because
Mhm.
it's
yeah,
still trying to be very with that emotional thing,
Mhm.
no?
yeah,
With
like a
characters,
character study instead of
Mhm.
having,
character driven.
yeah, instead of having a plot. Like I don't think people
But
will
it
remember
still
you
does
for
have a
the
plot,
plot.
no?
Yeah, this is a very convoluted kind of plot. It's kind of like a very
Full of
needlessly
MacGuffins
convoluted.
only.
Yeah.
What nuclear war? What
I don't know. Yeah,
nuclear deal? Sorry,
every
not
time I
war.
was questioning, what do I care about? Like, like why? Other than the people, I'm not caring about anything else in the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think that's how it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
yeah,
I also kind of liked it fairly quite a lot, I would say, but
Mhm.
not probably as much as you two. Uh, Even though I am also a huge Bharadwaj fan, I would say,
Mhm.
self-proclaimed. But um I mean, the thing with him is, I think I love his writing more than the way he directs.
Mhm.
His writing, I think, is flawless. I think at some point, at least me and Hemant have discussed how flawless the writing of Talwar was.
Oh yeah,
my God.
Uh,
Yeah,
such a good
yeah,
I
movie.
think
Mhm.
it's a perfect script. There's
yeah,
nothing wrong with the script that you could pick. Any
Mhm.
criticism in that sense.
Mhm.
So I think as a writer, he's always been someone who's shown with, like, I mean, even when in Ded Ishqiya and
Yeah,
yeah.
Ishqiya
Ishqiya
was
itself,
his.
both
Yeah,
both
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
both Chaube films, the
Mhm.
writing was fantastic. I
Mhm.
mean, Ded Ishqiya, the romance between Huma
Huma
Qureshi and
Qureshi.
Madhuri was like
Mhm.
Yeah,
so subtle, but also so poetic and so profound in its own way.
Mhm.
yeah,
So I think the writing has always been the top thing.
Mhm.
I think there is a certain change that has happened in the last few
Mhm.
years. I think post Pataakha, I think
Mhm.
Pataakha was a failure, I would say,
Mhm.
in terms of
Box
financially. I
office.
think,
Mhm.
yeah,
and I think critically also didn't work for a lot of people. Only I loved
Mixed,
it.
mixed
Yeah, I loved
reception.
it. Yeah,
yeah,
but in general, the reception was very middling.
Mhm.
Something which was very similar to, I would say, Matro Ki Bijli Ka Mandola. I think
Rangoon,
very
Rangoon even was very middling in terms of.
no, but Rangoon was more negative, I would say.
I think
Rangoon.
some
Matro
people
Ki
came
Bijli Ka
out and
Matro Ki
liked it.
Bijli Ka Mandola and Pataakha
Hmm.
were
Those are
comedies,
his
no? So
out
it's
and
like,
out comedies, yeah, sort of like that.
so
Yeah,
you like it or you don't like it. It's like that kind of, I
Yeah.
would say.
Mhm.
I think the change that I'm talking about is also, I think, post OTT thing also.
Mhm.
I
yeah,
haven't seen the Modern Love segment that he made, but I watched
Same.
like the beginning of it, and I watched the first episode of Charlie Chopra, which is the new show, which is also streaming on Sony Live. I think it
yeah,
started streaming, I think, last week, whatever. So I think there is a certain way that he's directing the actors and the scene.
Mhm.
It's very
yeah,
basic, I would say, very OTT-ish.
Mhm.
yeah.
So I think there is a lot of that in Khufiya,
Mhm.
which
You didn't
kind
think
of
this
put me off.
looked pretty good in terms of just
The
general
first half did. The
second half?
interiors of the American houses didn't.
Mhm.
Like
Got it.
to me, it looked like they were shot in
That's true.
India and with the
That's
green
true.
screen for US.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was about to say first half did look really good from whatever I remember. Like there were
Beautiful.
lots of standout shots.
The moonlight which strikes on that guy when he's photocopying all those papers,
Yeah,
and you see the window
Mhm.
shadow
yeah,
and his face.
Mhm.
So I think all those bits look fantastic too.
Mhm.
Also, like, I think he's sticking to his basics. Like, he's doing the whole duality of human nature and the subject metaphorically and realistically, whatever.
Mhm.
I think he sets it up from the beginning, which me and Dhruv just discussed. You
With two
enter
supporting characters. Yeah.
when
yeah,
she enters with
Well,
the gift,
supporting extras.
and the camera pans up to two similar looking people who in sync say that you're not allowed to take the gift inside.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay, so he's back to doing what he does
Yeah.
best in
Mhm.
Yeah.
general. So I think
I thought that
thematically
was like
he's
a throwback to the Haider character
Haider,
slash.
yeah.
Haider.
Yeah.
Dhruv said the same thing, and I was
Yeah.
thinking of Kamine also.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
But
Mhm.
the duality thing is common throughout. Like,
Mhm.
not just like this thing.
Pataakha,
It's the whole dual thing is like,
two sisters,
it's,
different opposites,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Mhm.
So that way, I think is still there.
Yeah.
I still think it lacked the finesse. Like the tension building in the first half is amazing. In the second half, I feel it just lets go of a lot of things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And also I started going farther away from the character. Like I got to know Wamiqa Gabbi, who's like fantastic in this. I love her.
Mhm.
True, yeah.
Brilliant performer. The point when she meets her kid and all. I think we can delve into
Yeah, yeah.
spoilers now. I think now that
Yeah,
we've
please.
discussed.
So I guess all of us recommend it to some extent, right? So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
watch it once. Like, yeah, this is
yes,
something you can watch once and enjoy it and then
Mhm.
yes,
forget about.
yeah,
Honestly, yeah.
yeah.
I don't think this will
Hmm.
be remembered for many, many years as like Vishal Bharadwaj, one of his
It's
best.
not it's not a Haider
Not
or like.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, but
To
that's
some
also
extent,
a very high bar. I feel
yeah,
like
But I also feel since Netflix came on board, I think he got a lot of freedom. And with that freedom, I think you need to limit some filmmakers to make them more creative, is what I feel. I think
that
that's what happened with Heather.
make this. I was like, either you slap in 30 to 40 more minutes in this, or you chuck out whatever your half an hour
yeah.
of it.
I
So that's how
I
just feel
you.
think you can make
it's
this a
like
lot simpler. Yeah, there is not a
Yeah.
lot of meat in this to like make a whole meal or whole Rogan Josha, and you can't you can't make because there is not much. I mean, if this turned into like it was alluding to like a very big thing, like in the beginning, I was thinking, oh my
Yeah.
God, is everything connected? Oh, it's going to be nuclear deal. Okay, and then
huh.
okay, now it's spoiler. Who the fuck thought his mom is gonna be involved? Like, that was the best part
Yeah,
of the
the mom was, I didn't expect, that was the
I
last
love
thing I would
that.
expect.
Yeah.
yeah, that was the best part. Yeah,
She was fantastic. I've seen her in
Yeah.
other films also, and
Queen.
I think
As
Queen.
the yes, as the really she go for one scene, she goes to meet one of her relatives in Amsterdam, I think, and she's like the auntie who's like
Oh,
really NRI in capital, in double capital letters, like bold and it's like underlined, like
italics
she's
underlined,
yes, everything.
highlighted.
Exactly. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
But I think I remember her for something else, and
Okay.
I still remember the comedy timing of hers in something else. I think
Mhm.
that's the whole Bharadwaj black comedy, natural comedy, however you want to
yeah.
put it,
Yeah.
in that sense. Doing best what he does, also, no, like just
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's lots of moments of that I feel in this, like especially first half. I mean, second half has one of my favorite scenes, but first half,
the
we'll get
the
to
Ali
that.
Fazal.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But for the first half has
Ah,
the whole stuff with her, of course, spying Vamika Gabi's character from
huh.
the other end, and she is like a total like star in her house essentially when she gets the free time to be
Yeah.
right, Vamika Gabi, and she's
Yeah.
like dancing to 70s music in one scene really provocatively, and like I love how the reactions of like her Tabu from like watching the watching end and like the
Just getting
who's sitting.
uncomfortable. Yeah,
Yes, and
Voyeuristic, yeah.
so like all those elements, I think like those elements I thought worked really well. Even
Yeah.
I have, but otherwise also I think there's so many moments actually that way. I thought the chemistry between Tabu and Badho,
Hmm.
the
yeah.
Bangladeshi actress's character, was terrific. I thought
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
actually
what
could
do
have
you
had
think
much more
about
of them.
the more? Huh, I was going to ask you about that one. You were saying something.
No, I thought we could actually have a little bit more of them
Yeah.
in the beginning, maybe like, or maybe just intercut, because I think one of the best intercuts or like the best cutbacks actually is when it cuts from Vamika Gabi singing Jana Tum
To
Jana to her,
exactly,
which I think is the best,
fantastic.
one of the
Yeah,
most poetic moments I think of the whole film in
yeah.
terms. I was like, more
I
of
mean,
that.
that is Bharadwaj at his best, no? Like, just
Yes.
you peel the characters and just like they reveal themselves to you in
Yeah.
some way or
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he directs them in a way where there is a lot of weight to whatever they already are, so that there's a
Yeah.
lot of background that you can reveal later because they're all
Hmm.
very constrained, very like like wound up
Mhm.
characters.
Yeah.
All
Very
of the
intrinsic,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
internal. है ना?
internal characters, yeah,
Mhm.
and then you will get because then he wants you to be, who is this person? Like he wants you to be
Yeah,
curious,
yeah, yeah.
give you the information rather than give everything and then ask you to be, empathetic to them. Instead,
Mhm.
forcing empathy out of you is something that he's great at. Like Pataakha
Yeah,
made
yeah.
with
I
that
mean,
it happens with and the sisters, and
Mhm.
it happens in Matu Ki Bishri Ka Vandola with Anushka Sharma.
Mhm.
Like because I mean, there's a lot of information that he is holding
yeah.
back. He knows
Mhm.
that he can't give it to you unless you actually empathize with that character. So
Yeah.
this movie had a lot of that with Tabu, but Wamika
Mhm.
Gabbi is something was someone who will be unfolding as we go.
Yeah.
That's something that
We're
was
discovering
harder.
her with Tabu herself,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, and we don't have much of a through line for her character's arc other than
Huh.
eventually becomes depressed person.
I think first half me I mean I feel at least with the, or maybe it was just me connecting with the Jana Tumko Jana thing, where it's
Yeah,
she is supposed to be a sort of, uh not a
standing for her
reincarnation, but
cause.
like a
Yeah,
sort of double in who's of the Badho character,
right.
essentially.
Yeah,
That's how you establish the relationship between
Hmm.
Tabu and Vamika Gabi, and why she cares for her that much, because she
When
sees
she falls
what,
and yeah.
and she becomes the mole of, in
yeah.
the second half,
And
Tabu,
her
and she
Yeah.
vision,
basically
yeah,
becomes that.
like also a lot of his movies have this whole redemption arc with everyone, right? So
Hmm.
he her
Huh.
redemption is like Vamika Gabi's redemption is get the son back,
Yeah,
and Tabu is make sure Vamika Gabi doesn't die.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
that was the whole like that was the like the parallels that was, or at least the moment that was giving the movie momentum instead
yeah.
of the plot.
Yeah, yeah,
So
agreed. And I mean, I
this,
think this what Hemant said about the mother, not mother, but parent-child essentially relationship.
yeah,
That's
Huh.
there in
Yeah.
four
That's the
four of
whole.
them. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
even with the Badho character,
Tabu with
there's
her
the
son.
father who's got lung
Yeah.
cancer, and then there's of course Ali Fazal and his mom, which is something
Mom.
yeah.
else. Uh, but
That
the,
conversation between them on the bed in the bedroom when she just comes, right? When she comes to the US,
Yeah.
it was like that's such gold. Like I loved that dialogue.
that is the
That's
one scene I will be playing back like a couple
yeah.
of times just throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
show it to my
For sure.
mom. Like, send it to, hey, does it remind you of someone?
Like that scene is actually, you get into that scene and that it's like that whole back and forth. That's that thing which I was telling you
Hmm.
about. Like you need these kind of scenes to make the film work, like a
Yeah.
Bharadwaj film to work.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like essentially Bharadwaj films are never plot driven. It's
yeah,
the characters who will drive and take a decision and something will happen somewhere.
Yeah.
And where I was coming to was like, uh, I remember this one scene in Rangoon which is still stuck in my head. There's that
Mhm.
point in second half where
Mhm.
Saif Ali Khan and Kangana Ranaut have that sword fight thing.
yeah,
At the top of a train.
yeah.
Not that one.
No, no,
Okay.
When they
this
are in front of the military and they're trying to just
Okay. Okay. Okay.
sparring, the
do like a
sparring.
mock thing, but
Okay.
Saif is actually doing it out of anger
Sure.
or
Anger. Okay.
whatever.
Okay. Mhm.
And the emotional intensity of the scene just is like amped to 100. And you
Okay.
get to
Mhm.
know more about the characters and the situation, and the situation works as like a whole, which
Mhm.
is what I thought was lacking massively in the second half. Like I
Mhm.
Yeah,
didn't feel I was part of like something intense, which was supposed to be the technically the climax,
Mhm.
when
yeah,
the whole Rogan Josh thing is happening with Mirza Sahib and all that. I
yeah,
get the whole coincidence thing. I think I would still be okay with it, like the Mirza Sahib is coming here, and but
yeah,
I didn't feel the tension there.
That's a last minute addition though. Like it feels like a last minute plot point he had to add to make a climax, which is weird
Yes,
because
but
like,
yeah,
yeah.
like it needed a thera.
Mhm.
yeah,
It needed to stay with a shot to enjoy that thrill, the fumbles,
Sir, you're
yeah,
and
living in
someone
the
saying
age
no,
of
someone saying
Jawan.
yes.
You are saying इसमें ठहराव चाहिए.
But this is, this is Netflix. It's not even a cinema. Like,
yeah.
I know. I'm kidding.
it's
I mean,
beyond.
I don't think this is a movie made for theaters. Like you wouldn't really
Mhm.
get that experience of a theater because it ends. It just ends. Like that
Ah,
whole
it does just end.
Ma. Even her delivery of Ma was kind of like and dissatisfying. I really didn't like the delivery of Ma. I felt like okay, Ma, like just don't say
Yeah.
Ma. It's a very awkward kind of way of saying it.
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
wanted more. And
Yeah,
like, okay. So I would say that the good parts would still be like, I wanted more of the character. I wanted to see what is happening with Atul Kulkarni more.
Yeah.
I liked
Because
his
I
little
felt
bit, whatever he did in the
He's
little
just a
bit.
nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
For the
for
nice
first
sure,
guy.
but I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that craving for just exploring more of that character. I would say the characters have a lot of meat to them. Even Ali Fazal, I felt there could have been much more to him, because there's that his father was like some
Arms
arms dealer,
dealer in the
and
army he was, and then he became an arms dealer, and that's why
huh,
that's information that's said but not like dwelled over, as you were saying, or like
so
marinated. Yeah.
I don't know. All these details just kept. I mean, it feels like he had notes for characters, but
Yeah.
maybe some of them just were sentences
Yeah.
and weren't like.
But I feel, I mean, I just read the headline of Bharadwaj Rangan's review. I didn't read the review as such, so I don't
Okay,
know. I know he didn't like it
okay,
according to his headline. So it was basically the fact
okay.
that it swings between deeply personal drama and spy espionage thriller, and both aren't satisfactory, essentially. Like, can't
Hmm.
neither is satisfactory, essentially, which I disagree
Hmm.
with. I think for the first half at least it strikes a better balance.
Huh.
But I do think it's got a perspective problem, essentially. I think it needs to
Okay.
choose one thing, essentially. Like, Tabu's character in the
True.
first half is the main sort of person who's,
Hmm.
and the second half there's a bunch of perspectives that sort of need to be juggled around. And I think it, like, Vamiqa Gabbi's character has some weird character transitions, like very quick ones. I'm like, okay, where did this come from? Like, it's like
Yeah, it needed to just
Yeah.
slow
Why
down a
you
bit
question?
more.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did you question his patriotism when you've not shown any? Like,
Yeah, I'm like,
how is
there's some things, gaps in the script. I was like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they
Hmm.
didn't have enough for the issue is that I guess it was the perspective problem is very true, because when you are stuck in the same taboo perspective in the first half, you have no way of, because you're such a creating a distance between those characters, you have
Mm-hmm.
no way of them to, or for us to relate, because we
Mm-hmm.
are
Hmm.
now
Hmm.
seeing from the taboo's perspective. So
Mm-hmm.
if they had given Ali Fazal's perspective in the beginning and
Mm-hmm.
taboo's parallelly,
Mm-hmm.
and then added in this third person Wamiqa
Mm-hmm.
Gabbi in
Mm-hmm.
the half of the movie, then you would have had like enough of like a
Maybe.
no, because you like one doesn't have a heart, one is saying they have a heart but they're betraying,
Yeah.
and then one
Hmm.
person who actually has a heart is
As
going
a-
to drive a climax,
Mm-hmm.
because even in the climax she had nothing to do, like
Oh
no
yeah,
one had,
she has a very awkward comedic moment with the English lady where she's like,
yeah.
She's like, now you
holding
can
the, and like, now you can relax.
knife.
I was like,
You can
not sure. I'm like,
you can relax. Abhi relax.
yeah,
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 I thought she'll feed her, and
yeah.
it was very weird. Even that whole awkwardness of the dinner table, like to make him eat, and then like just
Mm,
actually all of them failing and this guy figuring it out.
yeah.
I feel like there is a tension to be. I mean, all great dinner scenes need to have
Mm,
some sort of one thing that they're talking about. They should be talking about something, and then eventually go to the point of like actually,
Hmm.
because then there all this patriotism and everything that comes up, right? Like they can actually question all that. There is
I'm
no
just,
question. What is the big question
yeah,
of the whole? Yeah,
I'm so surprised it becomes that. This is very much my, like, why isn't a film more cynical, essentially? But it's basically like, you know, no, but I do think this film for a long time is so, like, drenched in this whole fog. Like, everyone is duplicitous, everyone is backstabbing each other in any sense. Someone is betraying someone. Like, I think the
Loyalty
midway point of this is
betrayal. Whatever.
pretty emotionally also affecting. The one where he leaves.
yeah,
He
yeah,
basically, his mom shoots Vamika Gabi's character. I thought that was pretty, like, tense.
Hmm.
That sequence I
Hmm.
thought
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
tense. And where he's
yeah,
Yeah.
basically tried to con himself into thinking he's helping the Americans to get the Taliban out,
yeah,
essentially.
Hmm.
And that's benefiting India, essentially. So, like, I mean, I thought that stuff was very specific and interesting and everything. But, like, the ending just feels, I don't know why that Mirza character comes back. I'm like, just leave him out. It's not his
yeah.
story anymore. I'm like, leave him.
I,
But then,
honestly, yeah, I felt like there's going to be more internal, like Rom is someone is going to be a mole's mole. Like there is a mole who is also like in Departed. There's DiCaprio and
Mm-hmm.
the Pacific. The two of them
uh,
are the moles instead of just one being a mole. So you're
Yeah,
tricked in the end as well.
yeah.
And that's when I thought that there's going to be Rock a mole, another mole that's there, or like
I mean,
someone who's trying. whole basically like the guy, the Instagram influencer. What is his name? Ashish something. Dude, the guy who's the villain in every
What?
movie. Why he's the rock, her boss.
He's
Uh,
on Ashish
yeah,
Vidyarthi.
yes,
Okay, okay,
Ashish.
Ashish Vidyarthi.
I only see
He's
him on
yeah.
Instagram.
He does
Okay.
vlogs.
Oh, okay, I did know this. Okay.
So
Uh,
that guy had a perfect like opportunity to be the villain
hmm.
of the. We could have easily made him the villain of the story,
Yeah.
and they do it. I
No,
don't
but
know why.
isn't there a moment I remember in the second half? The second half begins and Tabu has this pretty good. I don't know if it's the second half, but like it's basically after Wamiqa Gabbi gets shot and she's recovering for 6 months.
Yeah,
I thought that even period is a little like too shortened. Ki like
What
her
did you think about
transition.
the whole Yara Guruji and all that? Yara ji.
I liked
good.
how it tied in. I was a bit
Yeah,
flabbergasted about why we are there in the first half, but then I liked how they like showed he was also doing his own shady whatever thingy and like they like link
really
it back.
smart. Really
But I
smart
also
talk.
like the fact that there's this really funny thing where it's like Bhamika Gabi is like मुझे पता था कि आप कहीं भी जाओगे आप यारा जी को नहीं छोड़ोगे or something. I was like that's such a normal thing for like a religious person to do like go anywhere but like stick to your own whatever
Yeah,
tradition and religion. I was like that's a clever way of like tracking someone. That's
that
how
is.
a lot of Indians would do, I thought, like that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Hmm. I was
Like,
just thinking there could have been something else. I don't know what, but
yeah. I
some
think
other
the scope.
element.
It's just that the scope of the story was too small. That's
Like,
it.
okay, even I was a little surprised when she went for the first time in the first half,
Yeah.
and then maybe when it returned in the second half, I was like, maybe this has like something in the bigger picture.
Acha,
This
okay,
will
like he's a
end up in the
bigger thing in it.
climax.
Hmm.
Like some controlling Guruji, whatever, sacred
Acha,
games
okay,
type
okay,
thing.
okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
I was gonna say.
I was manifesting my
What I
own
was
sacred
thinking.
games.
So that's why I'm not a crazy about second half. That's why I liked how second season, sorry, that's why I liked when it ended very promptly
So
in
so
this.
yeah, I mean when that ended, I was like, okay, I mean, I
Hey,
don't
you
know
didn't
what
laugh at the scene when
implications
she
it was
sees it.
supposed to have.
She does such great
It
acting in
is
that.
funny. It is funny. It is
The
very funny.
mother
And she's
does.
like, huh? And all that.
That was so great. I loved her acting. Really.
Yeah.
You guys are
Very funny. I laughed in that. So
Yeah.
I mean, it is funny, but yeah, I mean, I just think it could have had some. I mean, if you're using something like that as an element in your
Hmm.
screenplay,
Yeah.
you might as well have something which has more implications. No, I don't know. Like
No, but again, it's
because
the
anyway,
too many things going on. I feel
Yeah.
like it's the whole
because
what
I
you
was
guys were
like,
saying about the
you've
nuclear deal also.
anyway
Yeah.
lost out on the poetic nature of it
Yeah.
without the Tabu character. She's not dominant in the second half at all, right? I
At
mean,
all, she
Yeah.
goes properly in the background. I was like, where is
yeah,
Tabu? Was
she
she
only
like taking
returns
a
when
break?
she only returns after that when after the
Calls
call,
her.
right?
No, and she returns
Technically.
to say Jai Ho to the Gyaraji, like in
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
scene where she's on the phone and she's like Jai
Aha.
Ho.
Jai
Or
Ho.
whatever it is.
No, and even and her, I guess like they had set enough pieces for her puzzle to be solved only with like a emotional catharsis. And her emotional catharsis
Hmm.
only came after she solved a problem. It didn't
Yep.
come out of her own efforts of like mending her relationship with the son or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just like that one step that she took, and then like, oh, there's more to be to this. Maybe this was supposed to be like a mini series. I think they just turned this into like a movie, or there's like
Hmm.
a seed of an idea, and then they just create a movie out of it. But this could have been
Hmm.
more of like a Tabu as a raw agent, making a bunch of like bunch of moles, like different kind
No,
of
but
you
I
know
think in the second, what I was saying was the second half ka beginning happens, right? And then she's having this talk with Atul Kulkarni's character, where she's
yeah.
basically like, wherever I go, I essentially create a mess. I thought that's the setup for
Hmm.
the second half to essentially end like. I thought she'll like get involved in this shit again and essentially end up, replicating what she did in the first is that she'll get Vamika Gabi in more shit, essentially, not, take her out
Hmm.
of shit. I thought that was the setup, but I mean, the fact that it reconciles very easily, I just felt it was so like,
Just too convenient. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it just
I
felt a
honestly
little
think there'll be a
everything falling into
post-credit
place
scene.
too easily.
Also,
Yeah.
very awkward American accent by Ali Fazal in that. When he's serving popcorn.
That was quite funny though. I was like, he's Robin in that, right? Or whatever he is.
Popcorn.
I love
You want
how
some popcorn?
spineless. Yeah. No, I mean I love how spineless Ali Fazal is in this. Like his acting of being spineless is like spot on. Like, it's really, really. I like how
Also,
yeah.
I'm still wondering, the guy who Tabu beat up in the opening, like, why'd she beat him up? Like, he was nicely bleeding and everything.
Because he lets in the info or something, right? Or he
No,
doesn't
he's
inform
not the.
him.
Just
No,
inform
but
her.
he doesn't inform her maybe of the fact that this has
यार
happened or
उन्होंने
something. I
खून
forgot the
वून बहा
exact
दिया
reason.
उसका.
Yeah, I
इस
didn't
तरह
get
She
it.
was
Just to
angry.
explain.
was that intense? I
She was
mean,
her lover died. So
Yeah.
hmm.
Okay.
Also, how did she not get fired? Like you do this in a workplace, like HR will call.
Raw है, सब allowed है
Sure.
यहाँ.
But also you would like Ganti was saying about procedures and everything, no? There's this like movie by Rajkumar Gupta,
Hmm.
uh, which is called India's Most Wanted. Do you know about
Yeah.
this film?
I know about it, but I've not seen it. Is this one of the
It's
Deol
called-
brothers in it?
No, it has Arjun Kapoor as the
Yeah.
lead.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you know? You don't know about this film.
India's
So this
Most
film came
Wanted. Oh yes, yes, yes. Not. Oh, this is the
This
guy
film
who
came out in
made
2019.
the guy who made
Yeah.
Ghanchakkar. Who made this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
He also made Raid with Ajay
Ha
Devgn.
ha ha. His downfall has been a bit sad, but yes.
I mean, whatever. We can talk
We
about
cannot
it.
discuss that. That's fine. He made Amir,
Also,
na?
Amir and No One Cares
I mean,
Jessica.
Amir ke baad you're making India's Most Wanted. Then what are you gonna say?
So I mean, my point was,
Phantom. I saw his other movie, Phantom. I saw that movie.
That is
like,
his.
Phantom.
yeah. No, you're not, man. It's a this guy, Saif Ali Khan's movie.
No, that's Kabir Khan only. No, I thought.
Oh, that's Kabir
Ha,
Khan.
that's Kabir Khan. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that is Kabir
Ha,
Khan.
so
Yeah.
You're right.
all these raw movies anyway. So India's Most Wanted, it also features a lot of the procedure. Okay, my point is you need to make the procedure a little cinematic also.
Yeah.
You don't need to make it just for the sake of it, you know. So I mean, I'm saying Bharadwaj did it really well with the whole
Yeah.
procedure thing. Like,
Love
it
the
had
recording equipment.
Yes.
The Mindhunter sequence.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Also, the timeline, I didn't get the timeline until I saw the number plates, which were black and white and not, I mean, the white on black thing. It was happening in 2004.
But वो तो
And
उस
then
पे
the
आता है ना
Fords-
recording devices पे I think they show the time whatever it was.
Yeah, that's when I figured it out.
But I
But
like
it's
the
the phones
whole
also, right?
I like the whole thing where they reveal who's the mole or whatever, who like how they discover the procedure of the mole. Like, you know, the one where someone goes and puts it in the monument ka crevice, essentially. You know, the one where the car ka thing, essentially. Where
The
CIA
PCO
Yeah.
thing.
yes.
The agent goes jogging and then they see they see that note in the monument. Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked how they caught it. I mean, they gave us, and that's the thing. I was wondering in the movie when it's happening. I was like, okay, I guess they've given me all the information that's there. Like, what's it going to be after this? I
Yeah.
love that where they just like bhanda phod do, like, matlab, just tell everything in the beginning itself, and then like let's see where it goes after that. I like that way more than, you know, oh, there's a suspense and eventually you're gonna like the Prestige. I don't know. That's the only one that comes to mind where like the twist just it makes me angry more than it makes satisfies. Like, so it's that kind of feeling of like I never wanted them to like make this, even if the scope was small actually, if they kept it as character studies, they could have less songs, less trying to make me like, you know, telling me what to believe than just giving me scenes where they're more and more helpless. Like, if no one is there to help them, how will they do? How did she get to Pehle to how did she get an interview date for her B2 visa, for a tourist visa? I can't get it. So quickly. Those are realistic.
That's the procedure we were waiting for, no?
Army officer ki your daughter, no? Or no? Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Or like whatever. Or Raw was helping her, so she probably just got like whatever, everything fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have good relations and everything. They can get it. That's not. But I just felt like, man.
But they killed the defense minister, Bangladesh defense minister. It's a huge thing.
But US won't stick into anything. No, that was the whole thing, I feel. Because US are the big villains, I feel, of this. And well, it doesn't spare anyone, but I think US kind of very much
Hmm.
Grey, the
becomes
grey
the.
ones. They say, see, a
No, but
Jallad.
India also they nicely implicate with the whole, which I think is a very Vishal like I don't think he's the person who'll do the Jhanda whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
if you've
I'm
seen
so
Haider, I think everyone knows he won't do
yeah.
that. So yeah, but yeah, no, isme they have that scene no where they are basically like October was anyways going to die. Agent October, I'm saying Octopus.
Octopus.
October.
Oh, but yes, someone
Agent
does die in the India. Very dead scene.
because they're like because India basically allows the other person to doesn't they know about the fact that the information has been divulged, right? Like the CIA is sort
Yeah,
of doing
yeah.
this, and then they still allow it to happen.
And
So it's
yet,
kind of like
yeah.
So
I mean, yeah,
is that
I wish there were more movies like this where they, I mean, they had more of, I mean, if you're gonna make it about some agency or something like that, you might as well make it about, you make the mission less important and make more of the problems that you're trying to, expose of the system, and
Mm.
try to give,
Extraordinary situations.
do you
yeah.
think that's the reason why they release this on the day the World Cup starts, so that no one sees this on Netflix also? That's my
Uh,
conspiracy theory. But that's about it.
I was reading at some point earlier in the year that it's gonna come out in June, which didn't happen, of course. It came out
Hmm.
now. But
Yeah,
I thought this was their high-profile release, one of their high-profile releases.
yeah,
Because I read somewhere that he wants to make a franchisee out of this.
With
yeah,
Tabu.
Yeah,
yeah,
KM.
Actually,
Krishna
even this
Mehra.
what Vamika Gabbi will be her agent now.
yeah,
But no,
yeah.
but she has another franchise with Sony Live, right? She's Charlie Chopra, right?
Charlie Chopra.
Yeah.
But that's based on like a book series on like
Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's not that's a who done it. It'll end. It'll have
Yes,
like its own.
yeah.
But yeah,
Nicely, she's become Bharadwaj's muse, huh?
I didn't know. It's been for a while now, even.
Yeah, I think 4 projects back to back, everything.
Yeah.
I think
Mm.
this is what he wanted out of Priyanka Chopra, but could never do
Well,
it.
yeah,
She's very good in his projects, though. She's very good in
Yeah,
Kamine
both.
with a very short role also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he thanked her in the special thanks also. I mean,
Okay.
Priyanka Chopra Jonas. I mean, they're still friends, right? I mean, they spoke at some point.
Probably.
yeah.
Mm.
So I'm thinking this is essentially all how he's reimagining Priyanka Chopra doing all these things with Vamika Gabbi.
Or maybe he brings her in for the next part, like the second one. Yeah, this is the first one of
Possibly.
it.
Netflix clip he's making, she'll join also probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably the one of the few directors from which he had a good experience in Bollywood, I guess, right? I don't know. They were very like she very much respected his work, I think, right? Vishal Bharadwaj.
I think they're very good friends also in general.
Okay.
I think Bharadwaj spoke about it in public.
Okay.
But anyway, I think Tabu is always like his permanent muse anyway. So
Yeah,
Tabu
I wish
is
Tabu
Ajay
does.
Devgan's also muse.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, she's in every Ajay Devgan movie.
I mean,
Nice.
Ajay Devgan should do some movie with Vishal Bharadwaj at this point. I don't know.
What are you expecting now?
I mean,
you leave him alone.
he did Omkara also, no? So I'm assuming
That's
Old
20,
man,
that's like
so
18,
long.
20, 18, 17 years back. So
That's
now
that's
he's
3 dabangs. That's not 3 what? That's what is that
yeah,
one
but
that
anyway, like
Golmaal.
Golmaal? That's 4
no,
Golmaals before.
he's doing Singham again.
So he's changed alliances.
But
No?
why Singham again? Like that guy again? Like that doesn't make
That's
sense.
the
No?
title.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you heard
Singham
Fred
returns. Singham
Returns
returns.
is still okay, but Singham again? He could have just put Singham 3.
वो भी
Why
थक
Singham
गया
again?
होगा. So again, like Singham
Again.
and then
Again and
again.
again?
Full stop.
But Singham is a person. How can a person again? Again what?
Singham again.
Singham again reappears. Singham again appears.
Yeah. With Suryavanshi and whatever that guy, Simba. Sorry.
Simba?
Fingers.
Yeah.
But I'm saying all his projects are also failing only, no? I think only Drishyam 2 was a success. So he should try and do something. I mean, that phase of Ajay Devgan was also nice. He was doing Raincoat.
Again, phased her.
Omkara.
It's phased out. We should phase him also out, actually, to be very
Man,
honest.
I love Ajay Devgan. Ajay Devgan is one of the few good actors. Like he's a good actor and an action guy. Like
He's so
I mean, you can make
unbothered
him-
though now, I feel, with whatever
he's
projects
always
he
unbothered,
makes.
man. He just looks unbothered. That's his whole thing. He just doesn't care.
But yeah,
It's not like Akshay Kumar.
He-
Like
Oh my
who I
god.
He is the
fucking
least
don't-
bothered person ever.
yeah. I don't know why
He's-
his like. I mean, as a person, I don't care. I don't know him. Like, and I don't follow all this shit. Like, and but just movies wise, it just is unbearable. Yeah.
Sanjeet, you're going right for the new Akshay Kumar movie?
Yes,
It's
yes,
released
for sure.
today.
OMG
Might
2.
just well, might as well go for his show in the morning.
Yeah, man.
What's
Let's
the
go.
title? I forgot the title.
Mission Raniganj, the Bharat Rescue. I don't know, extraordinary Bharat Rescue.
What?
The
Bharat
antidote of
doesn't actually-
Khufiya.
Huh?
Antidote of
of Bharat-
Khufiya.
And a complete opposite end. Check the title, Ganti. You'll be surprised.
It is actually Mission Raniganj, the Great Bharat Rescue. What is this? Man. Oh wow. I had no idea that this is something. This is supposed to be a rescue. This is like Deep Water
Mining
Horizon.
rescue or something. Minor rescue.
Yeah, it's like that movie.
It is
no,
Deep
which
Water
came-
Horizon. Yeah.
Airlift though I liked whenever it came, like ages back. But the director is decent, no? Raja
Raja Krishna
Menon.
Menon.
Yeah. Airlift was nice,
Anyways.
yeah.
But
Hmm.
out of other Bharadwaj's collaborations, I think you should collaborate once again with Saif.
Yes.
Even though
that'll be
Rangoon
good.
didn't work so well.
No, that'll be a good collab. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, Saif is anyway experimenting now. No, he's doing everything. Like
Yeah, he's doing everything.
Adi Purush also he's doing, and then
Yeah, CG creation also he's experimenting. So maybe now he'll experience whatever.
he's
being
playing
human.
he's playing villain in Junior NTR film.
Wow. I mean, it's good only.
And
Good
it's
for
a-
him.
Two-parter called Devara. I don't know.
Why Shah Rukh Khan can collaborate with VD
I
or what?
doubt.
I know he
I
I
won't.
mean,
but
he's
like,
saying that he'll collaborate, but
no
Shah Rukh
ways.
is now back to being just too big now to collaborate.
Yeah, dude, like what have you seen all the posts of the Jawan, like of all the money he's made?
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
his wife has made. Like
I think now he's not going to go. I think the only rumor that is going around that he's doing next after Donkey is the film with Shujoy Ghosh and his daughter
yeah.
Suhana.
My.
Hana.
That's not auspicious
Yeah.
after what is
I have
released
not-
recently.
Jaane
is
Jaan.
Hana a good actress? Like, has she done anything?
No, her first film is coming out in November. No,
Oh wait,
Archie's.
is it
Oh, she's in
yeah.
Archie's or what? She's the lead.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
debuting. I
She's
mean,
one of
not the lead. I mean, it's like
it's
Wohi,
multiple.
jo bhi party,
Whatever you
whatever
wanna
party
call.
they're doing, sort of. Yeah.
Veronica.
Okay.
Character.
Odd choice of a director, also, to be honest. But yes.
Zoya Akhtar, no? Yeah.
Good choice. It's her own project. Like it's she wrote it.
I mean, I don't know. This sounds so much Karan Johar's territory. I don't know why she's doing this, but okay.
yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, I
And-
guess like, this is supposed to be something of like I don't know. This will be Zoya Akhtar's Barbie. She's
Well,
she's
hope
gonna
so,
take
yeah.
some
Possibly.
Hopefully.
a full on 1970s.
Artifice.
Yeah. Artifice is the what medium is the message?
Yeah, medium is the best.
Message is the medium.
Okay.
No, there's
Anything
too
more
much
on
sense.
Khufia before
Uh,
we have any
I didn't know.
further
I was just saying
digressions?
this. Yeah, their relationship was great. Huh? The two Tabu and the Badho, the Bangladeshi actresses
Yeah.
relationship. Like they
They
had
were-
those moments. What you're talking about, like the immersive moments.
Dude,
that one
beginning-
moment-
Yeah.
that introduction scene was so good. It is like
Mhm.
so very what is that?
Yeah,
movie?
very.
Tactile, poetic,
disobedience.
whatever it is.
It is
Yeah.
that
You just like
Mhm.
it's like you slightly
Yeah,
slip in through it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's there in the one of the teasers, no? Which
didn't
I
see it,
thought
but okay.
she was talking about Wamiqa Gabbi, and then turns out
That's what I thought, and I was like, okay.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't have seen the teaser because it really is something. Like
Oh.
it's very magnetic. I want to watch it again. It's like,
Mhm.
the
and
trailer
the score is also very.
I was about to talk about the score only, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Score
very
was-
weird. I really like parts of it,
yeah.
and I
Huh.
don't like parts of it. I think
Okay,
some
so
of
That
it.
was the same problem in Rangoon also. Parts of Rangoon score was fantastic, but parts of it was just very.
The haunting whistle
like
is
very
great.
middling.
Haunting
Yeah, it
whistle
is.
is great. Yes.
But doesn't
Uh,
reappear in the second half.
Yeah.
He goes for this really
It
like
now becomes a
shit,
completely different kind of score.
very
yeah,
very
bombastic बन
trumpetish.
जाता है. I'm like conspiracy में bombast कहाँ से आएगा? I mean I'm relating it to like conversation style conspiracy because they are zooming in and whatever looking at stuff, right? I'm like,
I
but
was
a
the
thinking,
score
piano
and
score.
conversation, it's very
The
jazzy
conversation
also.
has the best, one of the best scores.
man,
Absolute.
good.
We used it in our short film.
Sanjeev is such a huge fan. He forced me to like cut. I was just painfully. I was like, no, I don't want to. No, drag it right now. Put it in the auto timeline. Do it. He was forcing me. Like, I still remember that night, man. Like,
So the
Sanjeev
context is we made a
loves
short
that
film,
conversation.
Yeah,
and then I wanted to somehow use the conversation score.
the titan
So
titan tit, that
I
one, the piano one. Yeah, yeah.
the main theme
Got
of
got
it
it. Yeah.
somewhere, and I
Yes,
just
yes.
forced this guy to edit that track into the film.
We were
Copyright claim?
We are home
Of
free.
course, it
Couldn't
came.
be
Who cares at that point? It's not
no
like
one
we were
cares.
earning.
But
But yeah,
actually wanted that conversation experience from this movie from the beginning. Actually, I
ah,
was forced to believe it, but
same,
it was happening.
same. I kind of wanted that kind of just. I think I
Conversation
was
is really
missing a lot of
sad movie though,
paranoia.
no?
Huh?
I thought it was paranoid, huh? Thoda bahut. Like I thought, like just the camera, whatever they're changing. They feel like everyone's. I think every scene has someone like seeing someone else, or someone.
It
Even
never went
we
Dutch on anyone.
good.
No.
We have enough people doing that. Not we,
I
but like
wish.
at least the West has. So
Yeah,
uh,
no.
yeah.
Here, actually, I think like that. They don't have that formalism, right? Like they'll be like, okay, chal, ye shot chal gaya, chalo chalane do. Aisa type ka. Like there is no. I've never seen like a very consistent, language, visual language that everyone uses. Here, like,
Hmm.
or if you look at it like here, though they break the 180 rule like 3 times in this movie. Like,
There's that scene no with Tabu only, which
yeah.
where they completely break it in the.
Yeah.
Where
And it
does it
is not
happen?
motivated. It's not at all. It's just it is
It's
just
not
there.
intentional, वैसे नहीं. Like it's just
Not
there.
intentional at all.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
I wish that was more there in like movies, but it's not.
I
In
don't
fact,
know
I
if
don't.
formalism people care about even here, like which is I think is a problem. But like I don't know if in like even people like cinephiles don't care. I don't think.
Actually, I
I'm
mean, I
not
don't
calling
work
us
in.
out,
Sanjeet
but
is
yeah,
the only one who actually
yeah.
works in movies, so I
Yes,
don't
that's
know.
true.
I imagine it'll make your life easier, right? If you storyboard, if you just have everything there, it
Yeah,
just
I
makes.
mean, of course, it's a
But
given.
No, but that's
No, I
not
mean,
like ever the I think governing
it
thing.
is. It is not. It's not just about that. No, it's about science also, right? Like, it's it should be pleasing to eye when you're watching it. It's simple.
Of course.
I mean, if you break it, it's like it's supposed to mean something, right?
Yeah, that's
Unless
generally what the principle is.
the
Yes.
whole principle,
Yes.
correct? That's the
Yeah.
word. But I think if you're way too much in, like, I think I spoke about in the Oppenheimer episode also. Oppenheimer also they're breaking away, but to
He's
me that felt
generally
more.
not a very good in all movies. He is very bad at short reverse shots. Actually,
But like
Yeah,
in Dark Knight, he did it so well, no?
short reverse
yeah, but
shots he can't. He does. I don't think Nolan does short reverse shots in any way which is like memorable or dynamic. To me,
yeah,
at least,
because
they
he
are.
doesn't care.
I mean,
It's
this
all about information.
Oppenheimer
He's
was more
trying to give
first
you.
person also, so
Yeah.
the camera work was very
It was
significant
very
for that.
montage is his main thing. I feel so. Like it's not
No,
to do
he
with
has
like.
in Oppenheimer he does have. I agree. He has a subjective point of view in that movie. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
And then
So
objective with the Robert Downey Jr.
with the
essentially.
Robert Downey, black
Objective.
and white.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
good.
Wow.
Man, I hate memes where they say, "Oh, the power. What power doesn't go out in the sun? It stays in the
In the
shadows."
shadows.
People think that that's smart. Like, I just I get so
It
frustrated.
can
Like,
apply to Khufiya also in some way.
What?
yeah, power
Ali
doesn't.
Fazal
I
just blew out. Ali Fazal was just buying, that when she says, no, you're partying Armani Sharmani.
Single
single
malt. Single malt.
Single
Wow,
malt na bolo aap.
Oh man,
That was
it's
hilarious.
Very funny, very funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I actually thought that Ali Fasal will break that spineless character. I thought it was all an
Ah.
act. I thought it was like, is he doing it deliberately badly or very overtly, or is this all an act? Like what if he's actually a mastermind of all this, and we are actually thinking that, oh, he is being controlled and all that stuff. But I don't know. Like
Yeah,
his
maybe
mom turned out to
too much expectations out of that,
Then
probably.
I to liked how they like made him just like
Ah,
your mom, which is your polite society thing, I guess, the mama's boy thing, essentially in this also in a way.
uh-huh.
Very weird one in this, but yes.
But that mother's son thing he did in Haider also, no? Oedipus complex.
That is so, but that's very text related. I mean, are you saying this is Julius Caesar then? Because there's Julius Caesar references throughout in
I'm pretty sure.
this.
I mean, he's not the one who's getting backstabbed. No, he's the one who's backstabbing.
He's
The
the
nation.
Brutus, no? He's Brutus.
Oh, the nation is Julius Caesar.
Yes, CIA is or whoever, I don't know.
India is
Make up
Julius Caesar.
whatever.
You are Julius Caesar.
Yes,
He
yes.
stabbed you.
I'm behaving like a film scholar.
Yeah, absolutely. Cinema studies, PhD.
PhD.
And
He
Buffa-
backstabbed the nation. But I think we've discussed fairly
Yeah.
everything about the film.
I think so.
There's
I mean, I
nothing to
really
do.
like the dialogue. If that's the only thing you're gonna, no, I don't think we've talked
That's
specifically.
Vishal Bharadwaj USP
Yeah,
of
yeah,
all things. His writing, no?
but
The dialogues need to be.
But I was thinking about like how theatrical they are, and why, this is what I was thinking about why someone might not click with the film, or I don't know. We were talking about how some of the reception. I was like, I get like lukewarm responses to the film, but I don't get the outright negative response. I'm like, this is not a bad film.
Film.
For me at least it isn't. So I was like, maybe because the dialogue I noted down some of them. One of them was like, "Hamare jism mein dimag dhadakta hai, dil nahi hai." I'm like, is this sort of thing not rolling with a lot of people because they think it's clunky? Like, I'm not sure, but like, I'm asking.
No, I feel like it's misplaced. Maybe I feel
No,
like
I think if dialogues like these are directed well, then it comes out nicely. I think they're directed well because in the end also, Wamiqa Gabbi says something on the lines of "Ajnabi ban jate ho na," something like that.
Yes.
And it kind of works for me. And
they're
Bharadwaj
consistent enough also, I think. They're not like, they've just dropped it. I think his characters, all of them have this poetic way of speaking only a little bit.
It starts off in that sense, no? You start off in that sense.
I mean, that's the whole...
Asteen with pullover, with the word pullover.
There's the whole till and till, no? Or till, no, not till and till, mole and whatever, spy mole. I'm like, okay, you're making all those, then I'm like, go for it.
Jana, nahi jana.
Yes, Jana and Jana is also there. I'm like, I like it. It's very flowery, but like I can understand why like some people will be like, what the fuck is this? I think
it's very cinematic in that sense.
I think it would, okay, this is something that will work. The thing about like us as viewers nowadays, I feel, I mean, this is my opinion, is that we've been too primed to be self-aware. And when someone is being, like a horrible meme, I was like, oh, the only thing that is holding you back is the fear of being cringy. And when someone just is, way past what is supposed to be, cool, then you tend to lose that sort of attention from the viewer. And
I think you're nicely defining American cinema at this point.
Yeah. And
this is what American cinema is. Right now.
It is all.
They're too self-aware for everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
And when you have actual style, where you have someone who's honestly saying something out of their own point of view or their own, history and sensibility, that comes across as cringy, or something comes across as over the top.
Over the top, yeah.
That over the top. That is what now Hindi cinema has become. This is coming at you. This is like Java. This is all your...
Yeah, but you need to have that kind of conviction also, no, to have that full belief that this is
it.
Like this is the reality for my film, and this dialogue is going to work. It shouldn't be like American cinema where everyone is just too self-aware to make any film at this point. Like I remember watching Bullet Train. It's just too self-aware for itself to have fun.
Yeah.
Like you cannot have fun otherwise.
Nothing matters, no, then, because it's like,
Exactly.
if your reaction to everything is like a shrug, then how does it make a difference?
That's what. And one of the reasons why I liked Oppenheimer was also because it's too self-serious. And it knows it needs to be self-serious for its subject to work. It cannot be like, oops, oh, I didn't want it to happen, but the bomb, like, it cannot just be funny. cannot be
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
out
I
of the
mean,
experience. It
that's not
needs
a
to be
Nolan
there.
problem ever, though. I don't think he's ever
No,
aiming
not
too
true.
much.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying filmmakers. I mean, even
Yes,
Zack
yes.
Snyder, irrespective
Mhm.
of the quality of his films or whatever,
Mhm.
the making,
Mhm.
at least he has that full faith in whatever
Commitment.
he's doing.
Mhm.
Even though he's doing, even those decisions may be stupid. The what is that one dead
Martha,
army
Martha.
thing?
No, no, okay. I was like Martha, mom,
Also
or whatever
Martha,
it was.
yes,
Yes,
also
yes,
Martha.
yeah.
It's very committed to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. This is like the new age, new wave of American cinema, which is like just
This is your
too.
This is what you didn't get to say when we were talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. And that
Yeah,
episode
yeah,
got
yeah.
lost in the
My
dabba. So,
amount of
yes.
But I mean, honestly,
this.
I felt like that movie could have, the second half of that movie was self-serious, and it was something that was better than anything that they've made ever. It's
I
something.
thought, yeah,
Just
same. I thought there were portions of it that did take itself seriously, but then it sort of lost its own thing and then became very jokey again, which I was like,
yeah.
not sure about that, but yeah.
I like. I mean, that's the reason why. I mean, see, like the Barbie is on another extreme of it. Take yourself
Hmm.
too not serious. Like you just take everything that you're just
But for
saying.
that subject matter,
turn it
it
into-
works, right?
Yeah.
It's that artifice.
But I think it's also got some sincerity. Like for me, at least, it
Yeah,
was. Like I
exactly.
was like, yeah.
That is, you use it to create sincerity. You create all the
Hmm.
self-awareness and then comment on the self-awareness, comment on the nihilism. Say, oh,
Mhm.
nothing matters. Oh, women hate women.
Mhm.
Why do they hate? Like, why is this
Mhm.
such a bad thing? Like, why are
Mhm.
you guys? It's such a
Hmm.
not in solidarity. But yeah,
Mhm.
like even this, like I felt like if you wanted to like a tone of, I loved. I mean, everyone likes Haider because it has a certain tone and it
Mhm.
stays with that tone the whole time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All like the fruity, the flowery kind of
Mhm.
Urdu phrases and
Mhm.
the poetic, like with heart,
With the
Yeah.
Kashmiri
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, with heart.
conflict also.
It
No.
brings
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
that gravity to everything because the subject matter is so serious
Mhm.
because they
Yeah.
take that seriously.
Mhm.
But
When you do away with all that, and you're left with nothing. Then you're left with just a story that you're telling directly instead of characters that
Absolutely.
you're.
No, I totally
yeah, yeah.
agree. I mean, I love the whatever fruity, flowery, whatever you want to say. Like, I think that's the USP sometimes for me. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's what I like.
Arey, in Pataakha, the whole surrealism thing is just taking it to another level because you wouldn't expect that would happen, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
one sister goes blind, the other goes
Yes.
mute,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
It
you
goes
need to have
absurd.
Absurd.
faith in your
It's
subject matter
absurd,
to
right?
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
And
cannot just be like, okay, it's like maybe it's for it cannot be like without an emotion also.
Of course.
yeah,
You need that
that's
kind
what
of emotion to
it's
bring
always.
it.
I love when directors say that I had the end in mind and then I worked backwards to it to get to
Mhm.
the end because that way you'll never miss the point. And I think here, Ma, that wasn't the end. Like that was not supposed to be the end. It was supposed to be the end, and then they said, "Oh shit, it's already 2 hours
Ended.
40
Yeah.
first 40
Yes. Yes.
can't make it go longer."
Hey, which film are
Yeah.
you talking about though?
Khufiya.
Okay, only.
No. Hey, not that. Were you just talking about Khufiya, the ending of
Yeah.
Khufiya?
Ma is the last thing, no? Where she's
Last
like,
last word that she
Mm,
says. Yeah.
yeah. You could
I
have
think
done a
that's the
hard
ending, no?
cut there and it wouldn't have mattered. I think that would have suited at least more also. Or your hard
It
cut or
fades
whatever it
out, no?
is.
Fades to black,
Like
like slow
to an
fade to black.
extreme also. And I was like,
There's a
weird
train in the
choice.
background. I don't know. There's no like, I don't know. People need to like,
Strange.
you have so much money to make something, make every frame matter. Like,
Now you've said about Heather
Mm,
and I'm recalling the ending of that. That's like bone chilling, the whole ending
yeah,
of
brutal.
Heather. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Even that was
absolutely.
also fade out. He doesn't
But
want
it
to.
was,
No.
like him
No.
shouting even while
Yes.
he's like, I think KK Menon is
KK
shouting.
Menon is shouting. It's too
Yeah,
intense.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like limping going outside the graveyard or whatever it's
Yeah.
become there. I was like, oh
You
my
see all the
God, this
bodies.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
So
good.
it's all bodies and everything covered in snow.
So
Yeah.
good. Yeah. But I
And I
think
think,
we're all, I
Mm,
guess, even Rangoon, the ending was,
I mean, the ending shot is
yeah.
very wonky, but yes, it is a proper ending shot. Like
Because
it's
it was
wonky because
CG,
of the
but
CG. Yeah.
yeah, but the emotion is still very strong for
Yes.
that, I think.
Mhm.
I actually
What is the
like
ending shot of Pataka? I don't remember. They
Neither
all
do
Pataakha.
get
I.
together with their father, no? That's the whole.
Yeah,
Probably.
panchayat. They're also
Yeah,
sitting and they're
probably.
fighting even at the panchayat.
Yeah,
I think at the end of Pataakha, they break the fourth wall. Is it?
maybe.
There
So
It
is a
has
leans
a
over, breaks the fourth
There is a
wall.
freeze frame.
yeah, maybe. Pataakha, this Omkara, I always remember that has like this really haunting shot of her like swinging on this
On
whatever the
the
swing.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
completely quiet and she's just like going
Dead
there, and
and
his body is I think below the swing.
Yeah.
Omkara's. I'm like, oh my god, this is like
And
just really well
she's
envisioned,
she's
right?
laughing right at
fantastic.
the end.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
In Makdi also, where like it's a kind of like that
Maqbool also, I'm pretty sure there must
classic
have been
horror
sorry.
ending where you show they're not dead yet, or they're not gone
Yeah.
yet.
But
Yeah.
Maqbool also had something very haunting. I think it happens outside the hospital, I think.
Oh,
It's
Irfan's
like this the
death.
first shot of the film. I think it's a repeat, or maybe like
Is
he's
it?
like it's a POV shot, I think, and he's like falling down or whatever. He's like sure he's
No,
been
wait,
shot.
didn't the opening take place inside that van when it's
Okay, no, it's not
raining?
the opening. Then the ending ends with a POV shot, I think, of him like almost falling down. I think, as he's walking out of
Okay.
the place. I think so. Yeah. Anyways, we've
Hmm.
discussed all the endings of
every single
Vishal
movie.
Bharadwaj's film. So
What do you
whoever's
think
not
about
Kamini's
this?
ending was nice.
Yeah.
Kamini's ending is what him running.
No, he's running in the I think the racetrack again.
Okay. Yes.
Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah, it's also Maqbool ka ending is the Irfan's close up of him like just closing his eyes outside the hospital.
Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, he does a lot of like you're just supposed to sit with whatever you're feeling in the end of a movie, and that is something.
Intensity is more important, right?
Yeah, but in this
Yeah.
one, I didn't feel that.
In this too,
No,
it
because
kind of just
it's-
fused out, I think, by the end.
Yeah.
So
Because I think it's still very plot driven. There's a story to it. I mean, there's a story in Pataakha also, but it's like very
Pataakha is the
thin.
ulta problem. The plot is almost barely there for like a
Barely
2 hour,
there.
30 minutes movie.
It's a
Yeah.
short story
Yeah.
made into a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like actually short stories made into a movie as long as there is something else that you're working, your angle is different for like how apna what's that Vikramaditya Motwani ka movie Lutera.
Lutera, Last Leaf.
Yeah.
Had
Last
yeah.
Leaf. That's the second half
That-
only, no? I think only. The first
Second
half
half,
is something totally his own, I think, from whatever
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean the angle that he had was that of betrayal, and he went from betrayal all the way to redemption.
It's
And
too many
that was
good films we've referenced now. I need to watch all of them again.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta watch like a lot of old movies. I've been watching these days very, very old movies now. I finally watched Third Man, and
You watched Zhivago?
I watched Zhivago. Oh my God, what a character, dude. I think we'll have to do a podcast which is like, I want to rant about how I hate the character of Zhivago. It's the most, how does anyone relate to him, or how does Spielberg, he was like,
Okay, let's end this episode here.
Yes,
and then
yes, we will.
discuss
We will.
our digressions.
Yes.
I think on every level, if we recommend the film, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Thank you so much for supporting us, and please share it with friends or whoever likes listening to podcasts about films and everything. If you have any suggestions, criticism, you can please message us on Instagram and leave a feedback on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. Please rate us. It helps us reach out to more people. You can follow Dhruv on his Instagram page at Terminal Cinema. You can follow Hemant. Do you want people to follow you on your Instagram?
I don't know if I'm a public or a private account, but I don't know. Follow me.
Or do you want? Okay,
Follow.
Hemant Ganti. I
Nothing to
don't know.
follow, but yeah.
I don't know his Instagram handle now anymore.
It's my
We will
full
put
name.
in the description.
It'll be in the
That's the
description
last
for sure.
yes.
You can follow me at pixel_baba. You can also follow us on Letterboxd. We constantly keep posting reviews and whatnot. Thank you again so much for listening. Please share it with friends. It gives us motivation to make more episodes and put out more.
बिना motivation के भी
things.
बहुत डाल रहे हैं अपन तो.
I mean, yeah, but we've had that support also.
Don't listen to us.
Please rate us on Spotify. Thank you.
Yes.
This is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Khatam.
Not doing any Khufiya pun ki apna podcast ko whatever take it out of the. I don't know. Don't make
Shadows.
it. I don't know.
Kabul में सिर्फ घोड़े
Say it.
नहीं दौड़ते.
No, I don't
shit.
know. I'm just wondering. That's why I didn't stop the recording. Now
You're the guy with puns. No.
It's 2 a.m. here.